problem with Brown posting this after having such a big game?
I'm at a point, no, it doesn't bother me at all. It means nothing to me. Like, there is A.J. Brown, obviously, if you know A.J. is a very, like, a inward, cerebral guy. And he can have these conversations with himself that has nothing to do with the public. Now, when you go on social media and post something like this, around the discourse that we having with the Philadelphia Eagles, you immediately attribute that to what's going on the football side. The problem is you can attribute that to this particular week. The success he had, the success the team had. This is still, like, Philly is still probably the Super Bowl favorite in the NFC with all of the things that's going on. If A.J. Brown is unhappy and not in a good place with the Philadelphia Eagles, fine. But A.J. Brown is going to be productive. I told y'all this a couple weeks ago. Remember we talked about this, Mad Dog?
You sure did.
I said it will be more. The guy is reading books on the sideline during games, right? So we have to now put we got to take A.J. Brown, right? And we got to place A.J. Brown in his own world and box. This is the athlete that he is. These are the things that he's going to do and the things that he's going to say. The one thing I will say, if it starts to spill over where teammates have to disseminate and they have to come out publicly and defend or either say, I don't know what the hell AJ is talking about, and we see play go down, that's when I'll enter the chat. But right now, AJ is just talking. He's been doing this for years.
I almost get the idea he's doing this to tweak us. Let's have some fun. I don't mean anything by this, but let me throw it out there to see what people think. I mean, why would you, if it's not that, then this is stupid. I mean, he had a huge game.
Yeah.
Made big catches all over the place. Or is he mad that Devontae Smith, what do you have, 8 or 9 catches for 178?
He had the game winner, though.
Is he mad that Devontae got the ball more than he did?
I'm here for y'all to educate y'all, but I'll just wait. I'm
Yeah,
going to let y'all go first. Y'all are missing something.
One ear and out the other when I hear AJ.
All right, so this was supposed to be the week of calm seas in Philadelphia. They just did what they were wanting to do. They got him going. They got him his catches. And if you look at what they've done in the NFC, they've beaten the Rams. They've beaten the Buccaneers. They've beaten the Cowboys. They've beaten the Vikings. They're 5-2. They should be having an easy, calm week. And now whether or not we're putting A.J. Brown in his own box and we're ignoring it or not, you better believe Kevin Patullo has to answer this again. And Nick Sirianni has to answer to this again. And Jalen Hurts has to answer to this again. And I'll add a little acquisition and a move that was made that everyone celebrated. And we said, oh, cool, Brandon Graham's coming back. Brandon Graham was sitting pretty retired. Everything was set. Went out on the They need him in the locker room.
That's right.
They need him in the locker room. Okay, we need a veteran guy to talk to these guys. And this is the last thing I need to do.
He can play too still. He can still play. I still believe in Brandon.
This is supposed to be the week of celebration around the Eagles, not this. I don't know.
Let me tell you what you missed.
I want to hear.
Let me tell you what y'all missed.
I can't wait to hear this.
Right. This is about Saquon Barkley. Stay with me. Stay with me. 23 pass attempts, 23 rushing attempts. Saquon Barkley running the football last year, 2,005 yards. He's on pace for less than 900 yards this year. That is a precipitous drop-off. And A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, because remember, Devontae Smith, Mr. Quiet, no one will ever accuse him of being loquacious now, okay? He even came out weeks ago and was talking about how we need to get the ball more. So what you have to understand that AJ might find his cryptic way to do stuff. Devontae spoke, for once every blue moon, and he spoke out. They simpatico. They on the same page. We're the ingredient to this team winning offensively. That's who we are. Why are we playing games with this stuff? So in other words, you got a guy like A.J. Brown saying, yeah, it's 23 attempts. It probably should have been 33. We probably could have did more. We had 304 yards receiving combined with a couple of touchdowns. This is what we do. By the way, when both of us score a touchdown in the game, we undefeated. We 12-0 together as teammates when both of us score a touchdown in the same game. All the evidence is there for us not to be having these struggles. Why are we having these struggles? And then why do I bring up Saquon Barkley? Because of what Saquon Barkley said to the media after the game. It don't matter as long as it's W. BS, you know why? Because y'all know football. And you know that the Eagles can't win if their running game don't improve. You ain't beating the Lions with this running game. You ain't beating the Rams with this running game. You should have lost to the Rams, okay? This Seattle defense that you've been raving about over the last couple of days after taking your damn red-eye flight back to Seattle, right? You know what? You ain't beat Seattle With that, you got to be able to run the football.
Yeah.
You understand? And so they're looking at that, and that's their way of saying, hello, you know, what happens? You go in and play action. You go in and play action. Jalen Hurts completes all 4 of his passes, 121 yards. You understand? Hooking up with both of them. Why? Because, okay, Minnesota goes all in trying to neutralize the run.
Yep.
That's what they're doing. Okay, so now you're going to throw the football. That's what we should be doing. A.J. Brown is basically crying out to the Eagles saying, look, we all know what works for us this year. Just like last year, we knew Saquon Barkley is a bad brother. It's a bad somebody. Get him the damn football. We all got to bow down to the greatness of this brother and what he bringing to the table, coming over from the Giants, getting disrespected on the Hard Knocks, going out there balling out, leaping over people backwards. No, we got it. But now we back to normal times. This ain't it for us. You need to come to us. Well, you'll need to forget him, but you might need to use us to feed him rather than trying to use him to feed us. That's what I believe A.J. Brown is pointing to, and that's what, to me, this is all about.
Yeah, okay. I understand what you're saying. The reason why A.J. Brown and Devontae Adams' ass is wide open and one-on-one is because Saquon Barkley's still back there.
Not saying.
Like, although they're not running the football as well as we would love to see,
Right.
the defenses that come into the building are like, we ain't going to let them run the football. So I get Stephen A., I'm not disagreeing with your premise. I understand what you're saying. But for A.J. Brown to send this out, Jalen Hurts only threw 20 touchdowns last year, and they won the Super Bowl. He only threw 20 touchdowns. Like, I would argue to go back through history and look from the quarterback position before we got into this pass-happy league, who's won Super Bowls.
But you can't do that, Swagu, because what I'm saying to you is this. Yeah, they did that last year. But it's clear that this ain't last year.
Stephen,
so they're saying that you got to notice the difference.
But that is why you shouldn't care about what A.J. Brown's saying. Because what did they do this week? They threw the damn ball.
No, and all I'm saying to you is this. Reading into his tweet, he's saying, listen, this is what they should be doing.
But it may not.
That's all he's saying.
My point is, it may not be the case next week. Next week, they may say, we're going to take Devontae and AJ
And I'm
away.
saying to you, he don't believe that. He believes that's every week.
And it
Can we at least agree on that? He
agree.
believes, and Devontae Smith believes, every week we could do this.
You also got to, there's a historical context to this. You got to realize that A.J. Brown was a highly productive wide receiver in Tennessee.
Yes, no doubt.
And arguably the best back in the league when
That's
Derrick
right.
Henry was running
That's
the ball.
right.
I get it. A.J. Brown feel like he can ball every game. I believe that too.
So do I.
But the Philadelphia Eagles are not going to not have success offensively because A.J. Brown wants the football.
You also, the last point that I make before giving it to these two is this. You also got to take into account Petula because this ain't Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
And because he's a first-timer in
Figuring
terms of
it out.
calling plays and stuff like figuring it out, that's another element because A.J. probably is like, if Kellen Moore was here, we wouldn't be having this problem because you already experienced success and you know what comes with it. So that could all play a role in this as well. You too.
I think a lot of this is just him having fun with the media. They won the game. He had a big ball game. Devontae played well. Sometimes it's difficult. You got a big running back and 2 great receivers. Everybody can't get the ball every week. Somebody's going to be left out in the cold eventually.
The crisis for me is the Eagles lean into this stuff. It's us against the world. It's us against the world. The world isn't doing anything. It's you guys. Like, this is one of those rare situations. You got the Super Bowl ring. You got paid. You got the respect. Everyone knows A.J. Brown is that player. Why are you so unhappy?
But can we be okay with saying this is what works for them? Why do we have to?
Tension works for them?
They had tension last year.
I know. It's just who wants to work in that environment?
Peter, because it may be what makes this team go. We all are so used to some kumbaya, the team get along, everybody love each other, and that's your way of winning a championship. That may not be the case for the Eagles. They may thrive in chaos.
Okay, but let me ask you the last question, and I'll throw this around to all of y'all, just real quick answers. Isn't it safe to say, however, this ain't last year? You got Detroit, Green Bay.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
We can't sleep totally on Tampa, assuming they get everybody back. We don't know that's going to happen with Godwin, Evans, all of that, right? And then you look at the West. You got 3 teams with 5-2 records in the West.
Yeah.
All of who can beat anybody
Any given day.
in the conference. Isn't it safe to say that the Eagles might have just gone just here?
And that's
While a few teams in the NFC have gone here.
Stephen A., I agree with you. The NFC may be a little bit more clouded, but guess who in the cloud?
I got you.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
And I would argue they've beaten the Bucks, they've beaten the Vikings,
They
they
beat
beat
who we
the
think the
Rams,
best
all
team-
those
they
teams,
beat
they
three
beat
of the
them.
teams that we
so
think are the
why
best.
are you
They
so
beat the
unhappy?
Chiefs, don't forget that.
They beat the
too.
Chiefs and they beat the Cowboys.
I don't think they unhappy. I think they thrive in this.
I tell you this much, though.
That's my conclusion.
I wouldn't be thinking they'd beat the Chiefs today.
Maybe not. No, they wouldn't have been about 20
Right now.
points.
Maybe not.
I would say
All right.
that.
Yeah.
They need
Okay.
more than 20.
The Chiefs are a problem now. Just in case.
Russell Wilson responded to Sean
this
Payton's
one.
shot at him, and boy, do we have some things to say about that. You don't want to miss this.
Bag.
First takes in the house. Back with more. The fellas in a minute.